Hello everybody, this is Scooby and Minnie. Today we're going to show you some tutorials on how to use the ProjectKorra plugin and the element of air. So, first things first, I'm just going to review the basics of air and some of the perks it does without even knowing that you're doing anything. The first thing is that you get a speed boost and a jump boost automatically in air. You can see that I'm already jumping really high. There's no beacon around me. It's just air. I get a speed 2 and jump boost 3. So that really is nice because I can jump straight over Minnie's head. And then another thing that you do, you should have noticed that by jumping around so much and sprinting, my health bar should have been, food bar should have been depleted, but it is not because according to the ProjectKorra wiki, you have a special diet for airbenders, so you just don't need as much food. So that's really are vegetarian. Says the airbender eating pumpkin pie. True. Anyway, so the first thing I'm going to show you is Air Blast. Air Blast is one of the more basic moves, and it's really simple. If Mini Lad will stand right here, then I will simply left click, and a blast of air will push him away. If I shift, that's going to be a source of air that's going to push him in a direction. So it starts from that point. So if I shift over here, and then I move around a little bit, and I click right here. That messed that up. Wait, let's try this again. And I move like that. That's going to become the source of air that pushes him away. And if you catch it just right, you can move them up as well. And you can do it to yourself as well. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, another perk of airbending is that you don't take fall damage. So if I take off my fly and I go higher-ish, I use fly and I fly up really high. No words, Minnie, no words. And then I remove fly, and I fall all the way down. I don't take fall damage, which is really quite useful, since a lot of your airbending techniques will end up putting you in the air. The second move is called Air Bubble, and it's also pretty basic. All you need really is a water source to use it, so since I have this lovely ravine here, with a nice little mini waterfall, and I shift with air bubble in my slot, all the water is gone. And wherever I go, it makes a little pocket. But if I move farther away from it, the water returns. So if I remove shift, the water is returned. That's great for traveling along bottoms of like rivers and oceans, or ocean monuments. Because let's say you're drowning and you need a little bit of air, you can just quickly tap and your air will be replenished. The next move I'm going to show you is Air Scooter. You may think that while moving around naturally is pretty fast and much faster than the average player, Air Scooter is even faster. It's not as easy to use, but, however, it does make a huge difference. Like if you're traveling on top of oceans, on top of rivers, on top of plains, it makes it that much more useful. So, you sprint, jump, and click, but you're still holding, there we go. You still have to keep holding the up button, but you release it as soon as it starts. And you can see I'm kind of floating on air. If I go in a circle, you can kind of see my trail of air. And it's much faster. And then to stop it, you can actually just click, and that makes it that much more useful. And although it's not good for like steep mountains because it doesn't go up as far, you can hit the space bar and you'll move up an extra block. So I'm down and up and down and up. Oh, alright, the next move is called Air Shield, and it's also useful and pretty simple to use. All you have to do is shift, and it creates this little sphere around you. But watch what happens if I do it near Mini-Lad. It pushes him away from me. If he tries to sprint towards me, he bounces back. And this also deflects arrows and really any other kind of bending attack. So that's also quite useful. And what have you done, Minnie? Oh, anyway, continuing, the next move is Air Spout. So again, let's pretend I'm a normal player and I do not have Fly. Now, how am I going to get back up to that ravine that I want? Well, really simple answer. I come over here, I click Air Spout, and then I go up, and I click again, and it's gone. And I can move naturally once again. So, this makes it really useful to go up about 20 blocks. That's about the farthest it goes. So, this is the farthest it will go. It won't take me any higher. But if I move up onto another source, see if I'm on the ground of this cavern here, and then I move up to the ground of the ravine, I keep going up until I reach my 20 block limit again. And if I'm up here at my 20 block limit, and then I go down to the other one, if it's too far of a drop like this one, it'll completely disappear. But if it's just a little bit of a drop, it'll just reduce my height. Air Spout is also useful because maybe you're fighting mobs in the night and you come across a gang of skeletons. Well, Air Spout, and you're far enough out of the range of the skeletons. Plus, you can use your air shield while you're up here, and that'll deflect any stray arrows. So you're far out of range for other mobs, and your air shield will protect you. So that's really useful. The next move is called Air Suction. It's very similar to Air Blast, except it does the exact opposite. So maybe I'm here with Mini-Lad, and I click with Air Suction. It zooms him towards me. So I click again, and if you catch him at the right moment, you can get him in the air as well, like that. Another thing you can do, this also works with Air Blast, but it's better. It's better with Air Suction. It's actually the opposite in Air Suction, but you shift above you, and you click below you, and you zoom up all the way, really far, higher than Air Spout. So maybe you want to get up a mountain. You click, and you fly. But it doesn't work like this. If you shift below you and click above you, it won't work. It only works with Air Blast like that. So, below me, and then I click above. I don't go nearly as high. But what you can do is... Wait, there we go. Wait. I think I got it. You can, let's say if I'm aiming for that cavern there, I can try and zoom myself up to that spot. It takes a little bit of practice. Another move that we're moving on to is called Air Swipe. This move is basically the second attack move that you can use in air. It's not very powerful, maybe half a heart per hit, but it can also push enemies back a little bit. So you've noticed how it says, you can't hurt members in your faction. Well, let's assume that I'm hurting Mini Lad anyway. So if I use it on him, it sends a nice wall of air at him. And it's starting to spam my screen with, you can't hurt members in your faction. And it also pushes them back a block or two. You can also shift with this, and it'll use it. And if you shift and hold, it'll create a little, I don't know how to describe it, like a bubble of air around you. You release it at the direction you're pointing, and it moves them back farther. Another use for Air Swipe, rather than as an attack move, it can also cool lava. So I'm just going to kill this skeleton here with my Air Swipe, which I demonstrated, and then I'm going to click, and it's turning this lava into obsidian. So not only does it remove the lava, but it also turns it into obsidian. So maybe you're mining and you want to get either some obsidian or you want to get past a wall of lava, pool thing of lava, then you would use Air Swipe. The second attack move Air has is more powerful, and although it's more powerful, it's still kind of long to use, so let's try it on the zombie. If I use Air Swipe, it'll push him back a little bit and cause a little bit of damage. But if I use Suffocate, and I shift and hold on him, it'll create this little pocket of air around it, and slowly start to suffocate it until it dies. It also makes moving more difficult. So if I try it on Mini Lad here, and he tries to walk around a little bit, see how much harder it is for him to move? A little bit slower. Unfortunately, you have to be careful with this, because your enemies will still be able to attack you, and this only has a certain range, and since you have to shift while holding it, you're even slower. So you have to be a little careful with this. And what does Mini Lad have to say about this one? Yep. So, technically, it's not all things that you can be attacked with while you're suffocating a person, but you have to be careful with who you're suffocating. If I'm suffocating Mr. Bending Master here, who will hopefully soon be promoted to Sensei on this server, then he will know what to use to attack me, whatever type of element he is, but you just have to be careful with that. My final move that I'm going to use is called Tornado, and this one's also simple to use. You shift below you, and you use this. And yes, on this server, since we have MCMMO, then that contributes to all of your bending, since that's all unarmed skills. But Tornado creates a little pocket of air, tornado below you. So you're floating on your personal tornado, and if someone, Mini Lad, tries to get near me while I'm in my tornado, he moves back, and he kind of swirls around a little bit. And I don't actually have to be in the center of the tornado. I can actually shift and put it somewhere else, like that. But I don't actually have to be in it. So this is our airbending tutorial, and stay in tune to look for our next few videos, as the next one will be a firebending tutorial, and later on we will do an element tutorial for all combos if you were looking for that. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe, and hopefully you'll look out for the next video.